Hello and welcome to the Cooks Pantry. We all know that time of year when either your husband or your wife come home with those gratuitous bottles of wine that get handed around to celebrate, the end of the year approaching. Well, this is a little recipe to help you guys start using that stuff up. Don't throw it out, don't re-gift it, whatever you do, because this one is an absolute cracker. Okay, so this recipe is using one of the underdogs of the seafood industry, I believe, the mussels. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna be using a sparkling wine and just work that with a really simple classic base: garlic, onions, chili, and a little bit of butter. Now, garlic, we've got about 5-6 cloves here. So we're just gonna finely slice those up. 1 brown onion. So just gonna create little ribbons of onion. Okay, now, pan on. So we wanna be working with a reasonably high heat. We're gonna go about medium to start with, just so we can saute off the onion and the garlic, get it nice and soft and bring out that sweetness. And then we can jack it up as we get towards the end, when we really want to intensify the heat in there and get those mussels to cook in a flash. So we just got a couple of long red chilies here. These aren't too hot. As I said, just a little bit of warmth. Just gonna go in with a good couple of tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, onions, garlic, chili in the pan. And I'm just gonna throw a little pinch of salt in there. Always working with mussels, because they've got they should have that seawater that's locked up in there. Once they open and release that, you're gonna get that extra saltiness in there, and that's gonna season the dish for you. So always go light on. Be a little bit gun shy with the salt in the beginning, because you're gonna get it at the end. Just gonna hit that just a little touch more oil, just to make sure that's sweating down. All right, so I'm gonna let that cook down for another 2 or 3 minutes till it's really nice and soft. Those onions have softened up. They're gonna bring out that sweetness, and then I can start to build the rest of the sauce. All right, so everything in the pan has really started to cook down and soften. It hasn't got any color on it though. We wanna keep it nice and light and just a really gentle saute on there. So now we can go in with the Prosecco that we're using. So we've gone in with, all right, so we've gone in with about a quarter cup, about 1/3 of a cup, actually, of the sparkling wine. We're just gonna get that in there, cook that down, release the alcohol, get that to cook off, and then you go in. If you don't cook out that rawness of a wine, it will then transcend and move through the rest of the dish. You can't lose it once you start to add more ingredients. So really cook that down. You wanna reduce it by about 1/3. And then we can go over the top. We can add the mussels, get them steaming, and then the butter. Okay, so that Prosecco has really started to reduce now. I'm gonna go over the top with the mussels, and at the same time, I'm gonna move relatively quick here. This is a good thing about these little logs of butter. So I'm just gonna cut myself up a few sections of butter, sprinkle them over the top. So while those mussels are steaming, lid on, butter's gonna melt, mussels are gonna open. We're gonna have a feed. I can hear everything popping away in there. I think we're ready. Release that, look at that. Sensational. The beautiful thing about adding the butter in, you can see it's emulsified, it hasn't split. So, I'm not even gonna touch that. That is spot on. A little bit of fresh parsley over the top. Just finally shred that up. Give it a good sprinkle. Bit of pepper over the top. All right. Now, as always with me, with mussels, what you cook it in, you serve it in, some toasted bread, a bit of sourdough, garlic bread, whatever on the side of that. So the next time you get given a bottle of wine, don't re-gift it, take it home, say thank you, and turn it into that.